Hello, we have a major disaster going on across not on Long Island, but close enough in New Jersey. The flooding that we've seen in all the other parts of the country, well, now it affected Pennsylvania yesterday. Now it affected our area, we have extreme weather events like this. I will still do videos on them because today was an extreme day. State of emergency due to flooding in New Jersey. There's been insane amounts of rain due to these thunderstorms just sitting over the same areas over and over and over and over again. And Governor Phil Murphy has declared a state of emergency here. And you can see some of the pictures here of some of the water rescues going on. This is in Scotch Plains. There was a ground stop at Newark until 11 p.m. tonight. Really major thing. I don't know. No video on this. I don't understand how they could not have a video on this, but it's a real state of emergency in New Jersey right now. Let's see. We can go to NJ.com because it seems like News 12 seems to be. You can see all the flooding going on here. Massive flooding in Watchung, shelter-in-place orders, dangerous flooding in various areas of New Jersey. And this is all due to these slow-moving thunderstorms that popped up today in the tropical air mass. This is what we have on the satellite right now, and you can see, look at all these thunderstorms just blossoming up along this very slow-moving frontal boundary here we have. There is smoke behind it, but you can see, look at all that. Look at all that thunderstorm activity, and there was frequent lightning with these thunderstorms too as well. We could put the lightning in here, and you'll see all the lightning that was going on with these thunderstorms. You can see how they're kind of just sitting over the same areas. And that area was hardest hit right around Newark, Union County, that whole area right there, and with still flash flood warnings in effect still in these areas that are still ongoing in these areas. So let's take a look and see what the rainfall has been in these areas, because it's been absolutely incredible. I'll just do the 12-hour rainfall, and you can see here some of these areas here. 6 inches in I don't know why it's called Mountainside, but that's a tremendous amount of rain. 4 inches in Brooklyn. That's not Brooklyn. It's another Watchung. So this is the area that was mentioned in the article. 5.83 inches of rain right there. Incredible amounts of rain, and these all fell in a really short amount of time in these areas. If we take a look at we'll take a look at the highest number here, which is Mountainside. Let's see if we can get it. I don't know if we can. Yeah, there's very limited observations on this one. Let's see, maybe this one will provide us with regular observations, just to show you how quickly all this rain came down. Just to show you how quickly it all came down. It started, I guess, in the here we go, around 5 p.m. All right, and then between 5 p.m. and now, that's when all this rain fell. So they've gotten over a month's worth of rain in a matter of hours, and there's no way anything can handle that amount of rain. And you can see some higher numbers too in as we go further north in Waldwick as well. 5.20 Ridgewood. Really a very high amounts of rain. As far as our area goes, not nearly that much. We haven't seen all that much on Long Island. This is an event that's mainly affected areas to our west. Though it looks like I do see a 1.22 in Ozone Park. And it looks like some Central Park got in on some of the heavier rain. It kind of weakened by the time it got here, but that doesn't mean that we didn't get hit. We did get hit in Nassau County, and particularly western Nassau County. There were shelf clouds in the distance. The skies was pretty much all like this today, just full of these puffy, a lot of clouds around, but full of these puffy clouds that we had in the sky. These puffy little, when you see an atmosphere that looks like this, you know it's primed. The humidity was really high today, and that really resulted in, and we had mammatus clouds this evening as well. So and it started getting darker. You can see some of those darker clouds, and mammatus clouds came in, and you could see, and then we had that thunderstorm. So I have a video of it. There were a couple of really close lightning strikes that I managed to catch like this one here. This is like literally like less than a mile away. And then there was, say, I got another one here. Yeah, this is the other one that I managed to catch. There were two that were very close, that literally, and they were all over. It's not like they were coming from one spot. And the lightning was very sporadic. You just didn't know where it was going to happen, and it made the storm really kind of freaky. And after like two, I was like, that's it. I'm not going to watch anymore because I didn't know where to look, and I don't like when I don't know where lightning is coming from. So I got the heck out of there. Even though I'm on a platform with a roof and everything, I just didn't want to hang out there any longer. Yeah, so really heavy rains across the area today. We still have all these flooding situations that are going on right now. Flash flooding risk today. Here's the current radar. You can see it's weakening now, the line. But earlier on, it was very, very active. If we go to the Event 2 Sky and rewind the radar, I'll show you what was going on. You'll just see that these storms are just sitting over the same spots. They started developing around 4 in the afternoon, and they kind of just sat over the same areas. Take a look at this area right here. Edison, Westfield, parts of Staten Island. The storm is just sitting here. And eventually, it slowly starts to move east as we get toward 8 o'clock, and that's when we got hit here in Nassau County. It's still raining out there, and we're getting a decent amount of rain from this. We'll go ahead and look at Wonder Map next because I want to show you some more rainfall totals here as well. So we'll have more numbers for rainfall as well. In some areas, it looks like the Queens got 1.5 inches. But as you get into Nassau, it's less. It's around 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Suffolk, even less than that. But the real heavier amounts were in this area here. Oh, boy. Look at this. So that's what I mean. This has more information here. How about 8.53 inches of rain at this rain gauge right here? This might be suspect because it's not surrounded by, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is that much. 5.31 in Piscataway, 5 inches. I mean, this is in a matter of hours. Bound Brook, 5.16, and this is an area that's had flooding in the past that may be dealing with flooding again. Manville, 5.41. So this is not a good spot to have flooding. You see there's a river here, and I bet it's flooding pretty badly. We're going to check some rivers and lakes gauges as well on here. Plainfield, this area really got hammered. 7.47 inches. Like you're talking 2 months worth of rain in a matter of, what, 3 or 4 hours? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that's been happening all over the country and all over the world because we don't have a jet stream. It's part of the reason why I make this video. I'm trying to get it through people's head. We don't have a jet stream. There's nothing moving things around. So these thunderstorms form. They sit over the same areas. You're dealing with very high humidity. 6.29 in Colonia. 6.23 inches of rain in Colonia. So insane. Just insane amounts of rainfall that we've seen here. Insane. Absolutely insane. And there's some other areas that got hit hard too as well. Make our way further north. I know there was some other higher amounts that we saw on the other map. Yeah, here's some more 2-3 inches of rain. Yeah, 4.21 in Waldwick. So these areas really got pounded. Westchester too. Oh, how could I leave out Westchester? Irvington, almost 7 inches of rain there. So I wonder if this is affecting Metro North at all. So yeah, this is a really bad event. Luckily, here on Long Island, we lucked out again and avoided it because, again, we have that flow off the ocean. It helps stabilize things so we avoid getting caught in these things at all. Now, speaking of transit, we have a lot of problems on New Jersey transit. Raritan Valley Line has resumed. 30-minute delays. There were flooding conditions in Fanwood. North Jersey Coast Rail Line is suspended due to a down tree near Hazlitt. Morris and Essex Rail Service subject to 15-minute weather-related delays. Amtrak signal issues as well. Penn Station and Trenton and River Line has resumed following earlier flooding, and I'm sure the buses are. NJ Transit has been a huge mess for weeks. There's been a lot of cancellation. It's been a complete disaster in New Jersey, and this weather is now making things even worse. We'll check MTA info and see if Metro North is being affected by this. Okay, there is Metro North problems as well. It says there is issues on severely disrupted on Metro North. Actually, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's been a lot of flooding between the Bronx and Manhattan. Harlem line is part suspended. Suspended between North White Plains and Pleasantville because of flooding. And it looks like the New Haven line has delays. Severe flooding going on. So even these other areas are dealing with a lot of problems right now due to all this flooding. And then we have some power outages too, scattered around. Looks like Middlesex is hardest hit. Sussex also has some outages. Though it's mainly the flooding that these storms have caused here. New York has some outages as well. It looks like Dutchess County, some in Orange County. But the main thing is the flooding. And again, we've been dealing with this all over the country right now. And if we go to the CONUS view, show you what's going on here. And when you look at this, you say to yourself, nothing is moving. And that's the problem. Look at this. Nothing is moving. We have some smoke over the Great Lakes. That came from Canada. We have a very bad wildfire. It looks like some more wildfires up in California there. Oh, boy, there's a lot of smoke in the southwest, too. So this is a very chaotic-looking satellite here. Let's go look at the southwest here for a moment, because there's been a lot of, oh, yeah, we got a big fire going in Oregon right now that just exploded, and some in Northern California, too, as well. And there's a horrible fire in Grand Canyon. As you know, is that a pyrocumulonimbus cloud right there that just formed? That's not going to be good. So, yeah, that's bad. And, of course, we're getting the smoke from Canada that we're going to deal with as well. But unless the smoke gets unusually thick, I'm not going to make a video about it. I'm only making a video because of today's flooding. And, again, there's your front right there that's kind of just hung up. We look at the Weather and Prediction Center map. You'll see there's your front. It's going to just stall out. It's not going anywhere because of this. And we've had very high dew points. So if we go to our station plot, you'll see the dew points we've been dealing with today. We'll go ahead and we'll look at JFK, for instance, at 2.75. Again, these very high dew points. The humidity has been unbelievable. We have dew points in the mid-70s again today. If we go to Newark, which is where the worst of the flooding is, which is really where I want to take a look at here, if I can find it here. Newark. So I can find the Newark Airport here. That's Linden Airport, by the way. I'd like to find it. Let's use Linden, because Linden was actually a little closer here to where some of the craziness was. They got 4.23 inches of rain over there. Look at these dew points again. Ridiculously high. And they had a little more sunshine, a little more heating today. It's a little hotter there, so that helped push a little bit of that convection. And again, when there's no steering winds, and you can see Long Island cooler. When as you go inland, it gets hotter, near 90 in some of these areas, and that, of course, helps to promote all these thunderstorms and slow moving. Again, without a jet stream, this is what happens when you don't have a jet stream. I will go and look at this for a moment, not just showing you what's going on here with the jet stream. So I want to show you the jet stream actually in two different models here. I'll first show it to you in the European, and then I think there's another site called the earthnullschool.net. I'll show it to you. But first here, you can see there's just a very weak, diffuse, wavy jet stream. And without much of a jet stream to move the weather along, it kind of just sits in place. And you can see with something like this, we're not really going to see any long-term relief from this humid pattern that we're dealing with across the whole country. So we're going to continue to deal with these floods, and it's going to continue to be an issue for a while, unfortunately. So, yeah, it's a major disaster. Lastly, we'll see how the New York City stations are covering this. Slow-moving storms create dangerous flooding across the tri-state.
Jeff, we got a visual update for something that we...
So they had some pictures, and again, just trying to find videos of it. There's been a state of emergency in effect in New Jersey. There have been flooding in North Plainfield, dozens of rescues in flash floods. Route 22 has been closed. There have been at least 30 homes that have had to be evacuated. Scotch Plains also experiencing significant flooding as well. In Union County, several lanes of I-78 are closed in Berkeley Heights. And these are some of the pictures here. I don't know why they're in Hoboken. But you can see here some of the water rescues here. House struck by lightning. These storms just aren't moving very fast. Here's some flooding at a river. Here's some flooding on the Bronx River Parkway. Flash flooding on Route 100 north of White Plains as well. So, yeah, I can't even load this. But you can see here that we've got major issues across flooding impacts in New York City. Water gushing through subway entrance at 23rd Street. So it looks like even Manhattan had some flash flooding. Look at this, flooding on the train.
Oh, man. Somebody needs a diaper.
People just joking around about it. It's very serious what's going on with the climate. It's nothing to laugh about. Let's see. I'll try to get this to load again. Yeah, it just doesn't want to go. Here we go. Hold on. It might work this time. Let's see. Yeah, flash flooding on Route 100. There you go. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. So this is a disaster that's happening. We've seen it all across the country, and now we're seeing it here in our area, New York. Luckily, Long Island escaped this time, but we may not be so lucky the next time. Yeah, major disaster across the many other parts of the tri-state area today, and we're praying that hopefully nobody lost their life, because you all know what happened in Texas. I think there's probably over 200 now that have been killed. Let's not forget about New Mexico. There's some flooding in Chicago. It's happening all over the world because, again, we don't have a jet stream. We don't have a jet stream right now. So just think about that, all right? Nobody else wants to say it, but the jet stream is very, very weak. Yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to show you was earthnullschool.net. So let's go ahead and do that and show you what I mean with the jet stream here. Let's see if we can go to air or go to wind, go to 250. And there's a little piece of the jet stream right there. But the jet stream is, you notice how wavy it is. Look at how it goes all the way up here like this. I mean, there is a jet stream. It's way up in Canada. And this jet stream pattern is just very... But we don't have a jet stream in the United States. It's all north of the border. So it's all very, very disturbing, to say the least. And again, this is the kind of pattern that we have here that's just going to keep us in all this humidity that we have. And there's a lot of humidity in the air, a lot of water in the air. If I go back to tropical tidbits, so we can look at this on the European as well, do the 700 to 300 humidity, which we have on here. And you can see all that moisture that we've had here. And there's just lots of it. And there's looks like we'll get into some of the drier air. But again, we just have a very unsettled stormy pattern. And then we have this little area here off the coast of Florida. I'm wondering if the Hurricane Center is watching that. Yep, sure enough, there's a 40% chance of cyclone formation that could wind up. Those will be a westward moving cyclone that would go over Florida, basically. So that's what's going on in the weather today. Again, major disaster, flooding. The jet stream patterns are all screwed up. And again, we really barely have a jet stream. There is something, but you have to go way up in Canada to have a jet stream. There's none in the United States, and without a jet stream, without much upper-level wind to move things along, any storms or systems or fronts, they're just going to move very slowly or just get stuck. We don't really have much of any normalcy right now in our weather. So what you saw today is just all part of what's going on, and I could just show you the European here, and you can see not much changes here. I'll just show you this model here. You can see best chance of thunderstorms inland. We try to get a high that comes through by the weekend, but you can see it's just weak and it just falls apart. So there's no real change to this pattern that we're in. It's going to stay partly sunny, humid, maybe a little break from the humidity on Saturday, but the humidity will be right back again. And I'm talking these high, ridiculously high dew points. I mean, it's just as humid here as it is in Florida. Just totally abnormal. Again, if we look at these dew points, you'll see. No, that's not what I want. If I look at this, is the last thing I'm going to show you here. But if you look at these dew points, you see this humidity isn't going anywhere. Look at that. Maybe a little bit of a break on Saturday, but that's it. We're stuck in this humidity because there's no trough, there's no jet stream, there's nothing to move this along. And the flooding risks are going to continue for a good part of the country, I think. So pay attention to your radar, and if we do have another event like this, I'll make another video about it. But until then, again, as I said before, no regular weather videos, just when there's major weather going on, whether that be a major flooding or heat or storms or a tropical thing, I'll do a video on it. But other than that, I'm not really going to do these weather forecasts. There are other places you can go for that, so I can't do it, as you know. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and I just pray, hopefully, nobody lost their life today. Have a good night.